Good morning, my friends. It is looking like it's going to be a beautiful day today. Once again. Can't much complain about that. You'll have to excuse me. I'm not awake yet at all. But no excuses, right? Today we're going to continue my first impression series with GL Pease Bankside. Let's get this bad boy opened up. All right. Nothing coming over the tin. Oh. Sometimes it surprises me how much I can smell just when I pop the top. All right, so this must be a flake again. At least that's my assumption. Yep. It's a ready rubbed flake. Actually, that's rather pretty. Looks like this one's all light colored. Huh. It's got a smoky flavor, smoky scent to it. But it's a strange one. It's not like the last couple, like, I don't know. It honestly, the smoky smell on this is a little bit between, or rather a mix of something like the Old Dark Fired and the Maltese Falcon. It's right there, kind of in the middle, or a mix of the two. I can't tell. And there might be a little bit of that Perique in here, because I get just the tiniest hint of a tang to this. This could be interesting. Nothing else, just those three elements. Smells rather good, actually. All right, well, yeah, that is good looking. Let's, I'll rub this out, load a pipe, and be right back. All right, all loaded up. Not getting a lot off the char light. Little bit of a smoky flavor. That's interesting. Huh. Right off the true light. Right off the true light. I'm getting some deeper smoke, like campfire type smoke. but I'm also getting just a hint of that smoked meat. With just the slightest tang of what I think is a perique. That's interesting. And I think I'm getting something else in there, but I'm not sure yet. Well, wow, smoke feels thick in the mouth. What was that? There's something in the retro that I can't quite catch. Yeah, there's something just kind of breezing through that retro. It's super subtle. I have to investigate that further. But I'm going to smoke this down. I'll come back to you in the final third. See you in a minute. All right. So, you're going to laugh at this. This blend is jerky without the meat. Seriously, that's the thing that popped into my head when I was trying to decipher all of the different flavors and stuff. It's jerky without the meat. So, I told you about the two different types of smoke, right? Two different types of smoke flavors. You got the like almost a wood smoke type essence, right? A lot like the old dark fired. I mean, just but instead of old dark fired being real heavy and thick with it, this is just really light. You've got the smoked meat type smoky presence of like the Maltese Falcon type thing, right? Which I'm thinking must be a combination of uh, fire cured something and probably that Latakia or whatever you want to call it. Makes it for an interesting mix. By the way, those two smoky flavors rotate throughout this bowl. Okay. You'll get a puff that's just nothing but campfire. And then a few seconds later, when you pull your next draw off, it's more of that smoked meat type smoky flavor, right? So that kind of keeps it interesting because it just kind of moves through the two different smoke flavors, just kind of move through the bowl, and there's no pattern to it. it's nice. I actually enjoy it because it it doesn't really settle into a specific flavor, right? It just rotates and moves around, and it's kind of nice. It makes it interesting. But that you've got a little bit of a spice to the retro, right? And I figured out why it's different on the retro. It's white pepper. No joke, dude. That's what threw me for a loop. You know, normally you get that peppery spice. It's like a nice, uh, deep black pepper that you'll get when you do a retro, or, you know, somewhere within the blend. You kind of get that. If it's a peppery spice, it's a nice black pepper spice, right? This is a white pepper, distinctly different, but it's still got that spiciness to it. And that's one of the things that those three things, those three items right there is what made me automatically come to the conclusion it's jerky without the meat. I know, weird, right? Um, but this stuff in the background behind all of that, every once in a while, you'll get just this wisp of oak. I find that interesting. And it's a distinct, very faint, but it's a distinct oak. And I don't know if that comes from the combination of the smoky flavors just kind of coalescing in just the right way at just the right time to kind of give that faint oaky flavor to it, but it is a distinct oak. And I find that really interesting because it's not a constant, okay? Uh, that was weird. It's not a constant. It just kind of fades in and out, and it's really far into the background. Kind of makes it fun. And this, the body on this is medium full. It's I would say it's a medium heat, meaning something like, for instance, the Maltese Falcon and several other blends that I personally smoke on a regular basis, like aromatics and whatnot. You can really smoke very coolly, right? And so you don't have to pull on it hard. There can be quite a decent distance in time between your pulls, and then there's some of them that you'll have to smoke hot just to keep going. This, I would say, is right in between. You got to smoke it hotter than you would the aromatics or something that's super easy to keep lit, but not as hot as some of them. So that's what I mean by a medium heat. See, just in that short amount of time, it went out. So it's about a medium heat smoke. No tongue bite, at least thus far. I don't get any tongue bite off of it. But you do have to keep puffing on it fairly good in order to keep it going. And see, there it was again, that oakiness in the background. Just a distinct oak character that just kind of in and out, just it breezes right through the background, and you're just like, what was that? It keeps it interesting. I like it. I do. Nicotine on this, I would say, is maybe it'll hit medium. I would say probably medium low. But the body is medium full. The smoke on it is reasonably thick. But, I mean, just thick enough you have smoke in your mouth, right? But, and I know this is going to be a very strange descriptor, because you're talking about smoke. I mean, it's flavored air, essentially. The mouthfeel is a little watery. I know, it sounds weird. Completely nonsensical, but the mouthfeel, it's there, but it's like watery. It's not like a solid feeling to it, it's just kind of, it's there, but it's not. But the presence of the flavors within the smoke is just medium full. It's nice. And even though it's not a super complex flavor, it's interesting because things kind of flit in and out of the flavor profiles. And it keeps you guessing as to what's there. It makes it kind of fun. Either that or I'm just weird, which is entirely possible. So really, to me, the only downside to this is just the fact that you got to burn it hotter in order to keep it going, because that's not my personal preference. But that's the only thing. Everything else seems to be fine. I mean, it's fun. It's actually a really nice blend. Let's see what the tin has to say here. If I can see it. From a bold traditional canvas of red and bright Virginias, okay, and genuine St. James Perique. Hey, it does have Perique. Emerge subtle, contrasting strokes of dark, fire-cured Kentucky and Latakia tobaccos. Okay, so I was right. I'll be damned. I actually didn't think I was going to be right on that. Exotic smoky undertones deepen and enrich notes of sweet cream and citrusy tang. Okay, the tang I get, sweet cream not so much, but that's me. In this modernist interpretation of the archetypal Virginia Perique flake. But it doesn't say anything about that oak. Maybe that's the Virginias? Yeah. I'm still learning. All right. Well, rating. Honestly, I'm going to give this a good solid 8. Just because it's fun. It's fun. The smokiness isn't too pervasive within the flavor profile, right? It's not super bold, super strong. It's not all encompassing. It's there, most certainly. It's different types of smoke that just kind of mingle back and forth and move around, and it makes it fun. That white pepper, rather than a dark black pepper type spice to it, that white pepper gives it an entirely different type of effect, particularly in the retro. And then that oak that kind of slides in and out of the background without notice. It just makes it a really fun bowl to smoke, guys. I mean, seriously, it makes it interesting and fun. And so I'm going to give this a good solid 8. I like it. And if I continue to like it this much, I guarantee I'm buying more when I get to the bottom of that 10. So, like I said, that makes the bottom line right there. Am I willing to buy more? And if I continue to like it as much as I do right now, the answer is most certainly yes. So, that should tell you what I really feel about it. All right, guys. Love y'all. Take care. Peace. I'm out.